Today we are going to learn about how wind can be used to create electricity. We have all experienced the wind. We can't see the wind directly, but we can feel it, and we can see it move things. Sometimes the wind can be so powerful it's dangerous, but sometimes the wind can be fun, especially if you are a dog. But did you know that the wind can be used to make electricity? By using a wind turbine, the power of the wind is transformed into electricity. There is a huge magnet and a huge coil of copper wire inside the turbine, and when the blades spin, the coil also spins around the magnet, creating electricity that can power our cities. In this lesson, you will learn about wind power and 3D print a city that has a string of lights powered by the wind. Let's start by exploring 3 learning stations. 1. See how many washers you can lift with the windmill. Then create and test your own blades for the windmill using cardboard or plastic. Were you able to lift any more washers than the first type of blades? 2. Become an electricity generator with your handheld motor. Connect the motor to the multimeter to see how much electricity you are creating. What happens when you turn the handle slow or fast, forwards or backwards? 3. The wind turbine. Observe what happens as the turbine blades spin. Does the speed of the fan change the outcome? Use some paper and a pencil to draw what you think would be the best blade shape, and write a sentence explaining why you think that's the best shape. Now that you are an energy expert, we are going to be architects and engineers as we design our 3D printed city. Start by drawing your building on paper. Remember to think about where the string of lights that will light your city will enter and exit your building. Once you have a great 2D design, it's time to render that drawing into 3D using Maker's Empire. Use the Shaper or Blocker module to design your building. I'm going to design a school in the Blocker module. First, adjust the size of your build area to make sure that your building is an appropriate size for your city. Then you can start designing. I started by adding a sheet of blocks. I can check the size of my base again using the measurements on the sides. Then I can press the Add Layer tool to make my base a bit taller. Now I will create my walls and leave a space in the front of my building for the door. I can use the Add Layer button again to make my walls taller. Next, I need to create a space for the windows and a place for the string of lights to enter and exit my building. Now I will click on the magic box so that I can look at my design from the side. And now I can see that I've missed a part. Oops, now I've added too many blocks. I can just use the Delete Blocks tool to remove the blocks I don't need. Once it's fixed, I can use the Add Layer tool again, and I want to make sure I add the same number of layers to each part so that all my walls are the same height. I will check the height using the measurement to see if it's the right size for my city. I still need to make mine a bit taller. Once it's the height I want, I will add the ceiling to my building using the Add Sheet button. And then I can look at it from the side to check that everything looks okay. Then I will use the Add Layer button to make my school roof taller. Next, I want to add a tiered roof. I will change colors so that I can see the roof a little bit better, and then add layers of decreasing size on top of my school. Finally, I want to label my school. I will use the Delete Block tool to carve the word school into the front of my building. Then, to see the word a bit better, I will use a different color to fill in each of the letters. And now my school is done. As a class, you should vote on the best few buildings and then print those out to create your city. Assemble your city and string the lights through the buildings. Now all that's left to do is to light the string of lights. By using the wind turbine, you've harnessed the power of the wind to create the electricity for your 3D printed city.